Hello everyone and welcome back to Mako Mindset. Today we're diving into Silver Air Patrol Learn to Lead 9.9 Conflict Resolution. Now before we get started, please make sure you like, subscribe, and of course comment down below if you have any questions. Additionally, we'll be in Volume 3 of Learn to Lead, pages 35 to 40, so please follow along if you want to. Let's dive into it. Conflict is not a failure of leadership. Avoiding conflict is. In everything human, interpersonal conflict is a serious or systematic way. As a result, otherwise responsible individuals often lack the skills to reconcile incompatible ideas, goals, and behaviors. Research shows just how bad the problem is. Even during important discussions, people remember only about a third of what was said an hour earlier. That means many conflicts are fueled not just by disagreement, but by confusion. This is why leaders must possess strong conflict resolution skills. Leaders are expected to manage their own conflicts and to help others manage theirs. If you want to lead, you must be able to navigate a disagreement without making it worse. In this context, a conflict is a disagreement in which individuals perceive a threat to their needs, interests, or concerns. The key word is perceive. The threat might be real or imagined. Either way, the conflict feels real to the people involved. Leaders who ignore this reality will mishandle conflict every single time. Before resolving conflict, leaders must understand its type. Not all types of conflicts are the same. Treating every disagreement the same way is a leadership mistake. Parallel conflict has a real objective basis. All parties understand what the disagreement is about. The issue is clear even if it is unresolved. Two people want different outcomes and both understand the other's position. These conflicts are often the easiest to be managed because the problem is accurately identified. Displaced conflict is also real, but people argue about the wrong issue. The surface disagreement hides the true underlying concern. In displaced conflict, resolution fails because the real problem is never addressed. Leaders must dig beneath the argument to uncover what is actually driving the tension. Misattributed conflict occurs when blame is assigned to the wrong person. Someone misunderstands the situation, or worse, someone manipulates perceptions behind the scenes. In these cases, people are fighting the wrong opponent. Leaders must clarify responsibility and restore accurate understanding. Latent conflict exists when conflict should be happening but is not. People avoiding confrontation because it feels uncomfortable, risky, or disrespectful. This is one of the most dangerous forms of conflict. Latent conflict does not disappear. It either festers or eventually explodes. Leaders must have the courage to surface these issues before they cause long-term damage. False conflict has no real basis in reality. It is created by misunderstanding, vague language, or assumptions. In false conflict, people often want the same outcome but believe they disagree. Clear communication usually resolves these conflicts quickly if leaders recognize them for what they are. Because conflicts vary, there is no single solution that works every single time. Some conflicts reflect real problems. Others reflect faulty perceptions. Effective leaders must remain adaptable and carry a variety of tools. Understanding conflict types is the first step. Understanding the process of conflict is the second. Interpersonal conflict unfolds in predictable phases. Leaders who recognize these phases gain control over outcomes instead of reacting emotionally. Distal context refers to the background and history shaping the conflict. Culture, personality, past experiences, and previous interactions all influence how people enter a disagreement. Leaders must recognize that old wounds and past roles often shape present conflicts. Proximal context involves the immediate circumstances of the conflict. This includes goals, emotions, perceptions, and assumptions about the cause and effect. The phrase perception is reality applies here. Even if perceptions are wrong, they feel real to the individual experiencing them. Good leaders slow down at this stage. A knee-jerk reactions turn manageable conflicts into chaos. Conflict interaction is the visible clash itself. The arguments, the tactics, the tone, and the emotional exchanges occur here. Surprise and escalation often happen in this phase. Leaders should focus less on winning and more on steering the interaction towards a resolution. Proximal outcomes immediately after the conflict, participants assess what is happening. Did they feel heard, respected, dismissed? These emotion reactions matter. Even unresolved conflicts can have positive proximal outcomes if people feel treated fairly. Distal outcomes are the long-term effects on the conflict. Trust may strengthen or erode. Relationships may improve or fracture. Today's distal outcomes becomes tomorrow's distal context. Leaders who burn bridges today will struggle tomorrow. Effective conflict management is deliberate, not emotional. Leaders should start with factual observation, not accusations. Consider multiple interpretations before judging. Identify who is involved, what is at stake, and how the conflict is unfolding. Separate relationship issues, substantive issues, and procedural issues. Ensure every party is heard and validated. Reframe the problem using multiple perspectives. Focus on interests, not rigid positions. Develop multiple possible solutions and test them together. Winning an argument is not the same as resolving a conflict. Weak leaders avoid conflict or escalate it. Strong leaders manage it thoughtfully. History shows that unresolved conflict grows, it doesn't shrink. If leaders cannot manage a disagreement, they should expect division, breakdown, and failure. Conflict resolution is not about domination. It is about understanding, restraint, and long-term thinking. If you cannot manage conflict, get ready for the conflict to manage you.